My best friend demanded 50% of my $12 million company sale for being my emotional support, so I offered her exactly what she gave me, nothing. Me and Haley had been best friends since middle school. We did everything together, survived high school drama, picked the same college, even lived together junior year. After graduation, she got a marketing job at a big firm making decent money while I waited tables and worked on my business idea at night. I was developing this app that connected local farmers with restaurants, cutting out distributors and saving both sides money. Haley would listen to me talk about it over wine, nodding while scrolling her phone. She'd say it sounded cool, then change the subject to her work drama or whatever guy she was dating. I spent 2 years building this thing, teaching myself to code from YouTube videos, cold calling farms at 5 in the morning before my lunch shift, begging restaurants to try the beta version. I lived on ramen and eggs, wore the same 3 outfits, skipped everything fun to save money for server costs. Haley would complain I was boring now and never wanted to go out. She'd invite me to expensive brunches, then act hurt when I ordered water and the cheapest appetizer. When I finally launched, I had 12 farms and 8 restaurants signed up. Small, but it was working. The app started getting attention from local food bloggers. A tech investor reached out after his wife saw an article. Within 6 months, I had funding and could quit waitressing. Haley threw me a congratulations dinner at her place, made a big toast about how proud she was, posted photos everywhere calling me her CEO best friend. The business exploded after that. 200 farms in 3 states, major restaurant chains signing contracts, features in industry magazines. I hired a team, got office space, started paying myself an actual salary. Haley would drop by the office during her lunch breaks, telling everyone how she'd been there from the beginning, how she'd supported me through everything. She started calling herself my unofficial advisor on social media. Then came the acquisition offer. A major tech company wanted to buy the platform for $12 million. Not life-changing money after investor payouts and taxes, but enough to set me up nice and fund my next venture. I told Haley at dinner, excited to share the news with my oldest friend. She congratulated me, we drank champagne, everything seemed normal. 2 days later, Haley showed up at my office with a man in a suit. She introduced him as her attorney and said they needed to discuss her equity stake before the sale went through. I laughed, thinking it was a weird joke. It wasn't. Haley sat across from my desk and explained that she'd been my emotional support system during the building phase, my sounding board, my unofficial consultant. She'd sacrificed nights out to listen to my problems, given me advice on logo colors, even helped me pick the company name during a drunk conversation I barely remembered. Her lawyer had paperwork showing she deserved 50% based on her contributions as a founding advisor. I asked if she was serious. She said best friends who build something together should share the success. I reminded her she had a full-time job the entire time while I worked 80-hour weeks. She said emotional labor was still labor. I asked what specific work she'd done for the company. She listened to me vent, encouraging me when I wanted to quit, and was present during my journey. Her lawyer actually nodded like this was legitimate. I told them both to get out. Haley started crying, saying I was choosing money over friendship, that she'd believed in me when no one else did. She posted everywhere that I'd betrayed her after everything she'd sacrificed to support my dream. Mutual friends started texting, asking why I was being so cold to Haley. Some said she had a point about emotional support being valuable. Her mom called my mom, saying I'd broken her daughter's heart. That's when I decided to give Haley exactly what she'd earned. I pulled every text exchange we'd had during those 2 years. Hundreds of messages where I'd share updates about the business, and she'd respond with K or cool before sending 20 texts about her dating life. Found the emails where I'd begged her to review my business plan, and she'd never opened the attachments. The voice memos where I'd asked for feedback, and she'd say she was too tired from real work to think about my hobby. I compiled it all into a document showing her actual contribution, which was 0. Then I calculated the fair market value of emotional support. Turned out therapists charge about $200 an hour. Haley had maybe listened to me talk about the business for 40 hours total over 2 years, being generous. $8,000 of emotional support if we're calling it professional services. I had my lawyer draft an offer. $8,000 for her contributions as an emotional support consultant, contingent on her signing away any future claims to the company. Sent it to her lawyer with my documentation of her actual involvement, which was nothing. Her lawyer called back and what he said made me laugh. Full story on channel, link below.